We back with full auto Varunastra, and if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, oh well. I have a feeling the devs heard me complaining about making mechanics doable, and instead have doubled down and made it impossible. The minimum score to get to is 12k, and we will do our best to reach that. I have a budget team and an invested team, and I have to warn you, my budget team this time is kind of expensive. But like I said, we will do our best to get there, and the budget team will consist of farmable units and units available to new players through the selectors. Let's go ahead and check it out. I think this might be my first time actually doing my budget in Expert. And that's because I realized after 2 hours of trying to get minimum score on hard that this boss on Expert doesn't really have much of a stat difference between this and hard. So might as well just come into Expert and try and get mid score here, which is actually far more easier than you realize. So do not be discouraged, because when you see the gear that I'm using on these characters, it looks like a lot. And yeah, it is. You need a lot to fight this boss. This boss is immune to debuffs for whatever reason. I get they wanted to make a swanless boss, but like, I have no words at this point for this. But so we can't use our usual strategies to try and weaken the boss, set up any kind of burst, or do anything, fun. So we're just throwing a whole bunch of bodies at the boss and hoping that, our defender stays alive the entire time. And Hilde does a great job at that. Like I said, we don't want to be discouraged here, because you only need 9,600 on that elimination score right there. Right above there where it says, 6k right now. It just needs to say 9.6k with the mods that I have right now. And you won. You got your minimum score. You do not have to sit here and stay in here any longer. Just let the timer run out. And run as fast as you can from this boss. But I don't like showing a losing battle. I really don't want to sit there and show you guys just coming in here and losing and getting minimum score. I just don't like it. So I threw gear on the characters. I did what I can. This is probably like the rather minimum gear requirement in order to actually complete this boss, which is unfortunately Death Pen. Which I have a volcano guide. A volcano guide if you guys don't want to go watch that real quick. But yeah, so Hilde does a great job here, not getting knocked back. And Ifrit, even though Ifrit dies a lot, Ifrit actually has Death Pen built into its kit, so it does, a nice chunk of damage. I'm actually very surprised how much damage Rivet did, because she was literally only here to proc Kimhana and to help the cycle a little better, because as you notice, I overcap on DP a lot in this fight. And that's because Chinatsu and Yang don't die, but I really don't want them to die either, so I could have used Sky instead of Rivet, but then Sky doesn't die, and then we don't get Ifrit and Soyun getting spawned as much as possible. So is what it is, I guess, at this point. But we get a lot of Kimhana procs here. Having an actual better Kimhana would probably have sped this fight up a lot. And lo and behold, we get a nice 25k with 2 seconds left on the clock. Like I said, you don't have to spend that much time in here or get this type of score. And as we can see here, we have our lovely Hilde just doing tons of damage for no reason. For the budget team, we are running Quad as the ship and Hana as the operator. And we're not playing around with gear right now. This fight, yeah. We're running full CDR gear on Sigma. We want DP Gen as much as possible. For Hilde, we are going full Death Pen, as much Death Pen as possible. You can run other damage gear instead. A speed, attack, anti-sniper, anything that just gives her damage. Rivet is also on just double attack here. She doesn't get any real bonus from quads, so we're just going full damage on her. Shinatsu, we are just running a CDR set. Free to play CDR is good enough for this. For Yang, I just went full HP. She doesn't need a terrible lot of skill haste, and having her survive is far better. For Maria, I went with the free-to-play CDR set. You can honestly come in with no gear on her, and she'll still do her job absolutely fine. Ifrit, we're going as much damage as possible. This is as good as it gets for me. Just going full A speed with as much ground damage as possible. And then Soyun, I mean, honestly, it really doesn't matter what gear. I'm running tank gear on her, but honestly, you probably should have put damage gear on her instead. Time to see how the devs actually intended this fight to go. And trust me, I spent a while trying to do this without Surya. This wonderful new awakened defender. This boss seems to be completely designed around her. And while this fight isn't actually complicated mechanic wise, it is super annoying just overall as a fight. And I say not complicated as a you know, mechanic wise, even though you can't complete the mechanics, so I guess that you know, gets rid of some of the complications. But anyways, this defender makes this boss so easy. Like I spent a while trying to do this without her to get a decent score. And then to come in and just run this on auto and get a better score than what I did on manual, it's disappointing. But yeah, no, this thing here, this whatever. Is she a defender? Like, what are we making with these characters? She's not even up on the front line. She's in the back. She thinks she's a ranger, I guess. I don't know, like, but she definitely does damage. We could have gotten a little better on that. There's probably some RNG that would have gotten me a few more seconds, but I don't care. we killed the boss. We're done with it. Yay. And our boy Ray taking the top damage spot, but you know, Surya doing some work here. Alright, for the invested team, we are running Lin Jian on CDR gear. Tanky CDR, we want her to be able to ult as soon as possible, but live as well. For Ray, we are going full death pin. As much death pin as you can on him. For Chinatsu, we also want to do tanky CDR. You can go with tankier hands other than the Swift that doesn't have any ground res at all, but it seems to work out here. For Surya, we are going also full death pin, and I know some of y'all are probably like, why? She has true damage on her ulti. Yeah, but the rest of her kit doesn't have true damage, so we do want her actually doing damage for the rest of the fight. Plaga, we are going with a tanky CDR build as well. We need her to stay alive. Sinjia, we are doing tanky CDR, but she doesn't need that much tank since she has inflated stats. Spencer, we definitely want on tanky CDR. She does have 40% anti-CO damage res, so it's not that hard to get full res on her. And then Dorothy should probably get some proper gear eventually, but that's not happening this time. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope this helps you get the minimum score this season. This boss is boring. It bores me. It's a freaking triangle that shoots at you. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're feeling extra special, you can join the Mage Institute by clicking the join button. You can catch me on Discord, the link is in the description. And if you want to support this channel, there's a link for that too. As always, I will see you all next time.